What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be going over the climbing armor in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. In this video, I'm going to be going over the location of all three pieces of the climbing armor, as well as the requirements to enchant it, as well as some helpful advice on where you can find those materials. The first piece of armor is going to be the climbing gear torso, which I have covered before, and it's part of Misko's treasures that you may have gotten a side quest for, located in the North Hyrule Plain Cave, which for reference here is Central Hyrule and the Lookout Landing, heading west by northwest. Over to the New Serene Stable, there's going to be one entrance here at the south and one entrance to the north. Making your way inside of the cave from either side, you are going to be finding one waterfall. There's only one waterfall, and this is a fairly small cave. Once we find the waterfall, you are going to be seeing Miskos' little banner right there, and if you look behind it, you are going to be seeing a whole bunch of glow shrooms. So we're going to head inside, we're going to grab, oh, they're bright caps. And here is going to be the shrine that is going to be housing the central piece of armor of the climbing gear. The other two pieces of climbing armor are going to be taking us to the Lanayru area. From the Upland Zorana Skyview Tower, and we start heading south. If it's nighttime, there's going to be a blurpy to let you know exactly where the caves are going to be. But the first cave is going to be right here. That is not the cave, that is the summit cave. Instead, we need to continue heading south. Oh look, the blurpy's there even during the daytime. That's neat. We're going to be heading down here to this blurpy. Be sure to get a pop shot off for some free rupees. And we're going to be finding where he's going to take us. To right here. This is the Upland Zorana Byroad. For reference on the map, it's going to be located right here. Here's Rails Pond. Here's the whole central area of Zora. Always remember to get your rare ores. If you want to go down the path with the rock-like lake, there's some horriblins down there, but that's not the location of our treasure. Instead, we actually need to go down the other way that has this rock-like lake. And the bomb's right above it. That's how you know you're going the right way. Upon making your way to the end of the pathway, you're going to be finding a path that goes down. There's some sticky lizards on the ceiling if you want those. And we're going to be coming to some vines. Go ahead and chop those away. And here is a very, very wet room. Our destination is going to be over there. Yeah, we're going to be making our way to that top right, that staircase. Now, there is a way to drain all of the water out of the room if that's something that you want to do. So you get the chests in here, which is really quite simple. All you have to do is grab the back gate and bring it all the way up. That's then going to drain all the water out. And then it's a lot easier to go around and get the treasures. I think you may have to drain the water if you want to come over here and get your hand at the Booble Gem. Once you get to the staircase, we're actually not going to go up the staircase, but we're going to remain just below it. Head through this cracked wall, and here is the altar that we want to go to. And that's going to be getting us the climbing boots, our second piece of climbing armor. Our third and final piece of climbing armor, from where we just were, from Zora's Domain, if we head to the right, we're going to be seeing these various waterfalls right here. Right outside is going to be a blurpy, get your free pop shots in, and here is going to be the cave that we need to enter. This is the Palamus Mountain Cave. Once again, on the map, that's the cave entrance. This is where I entered from, directly beneath Makayu Lake. Now, this area has a lot of slippery walls, and you are tasked with making your way up all of them. If you want to do that with climbing, with slip resistance, if you want to do that with froggy armor, however you want to do that, go for it. Me personally, I'm just going to take out a rocket shield. Then going to take out a fan, glide straight up, which is then going to bring us pretty much near the top. All we need to do is a few climbs up. Once we make our way to the top, we turn right, and here is going to be our last altar that we need for the third piece of climbing armor, which is going to be the climber's bandana. Here is the full climbing set in its default colors. By the way, this first ledge, as soon as you came in, if you made a right, the Booble Frog is going to be located in here. One of the items that you're going to need for upgrading the armor is going to be Keese wings. And one of the most efficient ways to do that is anytime that you see a cluster of bats, you need to knock out a lot of bats at once, so easy. You can get a whole bunch of them. As far as level 2, you're going to need electric Keese wings, and you can get them in the Gerudo Desert. If you head south of Gerudo Town into the desert, like making a straight line toward the oasis, which is listed on the map. If you start heading that way, you're going to see them floating at night. They're pretty easy to spot at night because they're going to be big old electric balls. And if you're doing this early enough in the game, you may still have the Gibdo being present in the desert. If so, be sure to like farm up as many of them as you can, because their drop, what is it called? The Gibdo bones is an amazing attachment, especially when you're ready to start doing Lionel farming. Whether you have an elemental weapon or you're just using choo-choo jelly, literally so many options, and they're going to be dropping cheap, easy weapons for you. So whatever garbage weapons you have, just keep equipping the ones that they drop for you. Keep making your way through the desert. And if you are doing this early like I am, a neat little trick to know where you are on the map. If you pull up your map, you're going to notice that this plane, you can't really see anything. Granted, you can fast travel. But if you look at the sky or the depths, you're going to have a bearing on where you are. While coming through the desert, I would definitely also recommend using these sandstorm updrafts, because once you're above the sandstorm, you may just see the glow of the electric Keese while you're flying around. I'm also going to use this opportunity to make sure that I actually get a picture of one so that I could use it for the Hyrule Compendium. Hightail lizards that are needed. If you're just going to be cutting grass right around like this area near Lookout Landing in North Hyrule Field, you just get them in the grass, make sure you equip your stealth armor, and you should be good. So now that I've gathered all the materials I need, level 1 is just going to be 3 key swing and 3 rush rooms. I'm not going to tell you a specific rush room place because they're on every mountain all over Hyrule. Granted, the Gerudo Wasteland, sort of near the peaks, it seems like they're very present there, like they were last game. I mean, much less than last game, but they're still there. Now, just to let you know, as far as climbing armor goes, when you have 1 piece equipped, you're going to be climbing 20% faster. When you have 2 pieces equipped, you're going to be climbing 30% faster. And when you have 3 pieces equipped, you're going to be climbing at 40% faster. It should be noted that climbing faster doesn't actually reduce how much stamina you're going to be taking up. However, once we upgrade it to level 2, then we can reduce the amount of stamina that it's going to be taking up. With all 3 up, you have climbing, jump, stamina up, which translates to while you're climbing, you're going to be consuming less stamina when you do the jump up maneuver. So for comparison, I found a big old cliff here, like an unnecessarily large cliff. Without it, and if I do a jump up, you're seeing that it's taking almost a third of a stamina wheel, but with the level 2 set buff, it's taking about a sixth of a stamina wheel. Maybe even a little bit less than a sixth. I say it's taking just as much as sprinting in water does right now. I've personally never upgraded my climbing armor past level 2 because it's not an armor that you're typically going to be having in combat. Most of the time that you're going to decide to put this on, you're not going to be around any hostile situations. You just want to climb up faster. So level 2 is typically fine for me. The only ones that I'm getting to level 4 are typically combat up, and there are some other ones in this game, but mostly that one. Well, great. Guys, if you found this information helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, turning on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.